AYO, it's Daeni and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DPMS Panther Arms SBR 4.5mm, yes, BB gun. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people out there who looks at the BB guns and they're like, they're not really guns, but this one takes the cake. It's as close as you're going to get without needing a carry permit or charge to get it, because they don't really check ID. So, you know, if you're a felon, this might work for you. But besides that obvious fact, you know, it's actually a pretty decent looking weapon. BB gun, good for training, and as realistic as it gets when it comes to ARs. Alright, the DPMS is a Panther Arms like collaboration with Crosman, and this gun, a company actually makes guns. So now they don't make a gun that looks like the one that we're talking about today, but they do make guns. So you know if you buy this and you enjoy it, you might want to take a look at the lineup they have online. You know, there's a website and everything. You know, I think it's DPMS Panther Arms, and like you Google that, you're gonna see their actual AR rifles. I think that's all they make though. I haven't seen any handguns or like AKs or anything like that. So, you know, check that out. This isn't a sponsor either. They ain't paying me for nothing. Wish they were, but they're not. So this is the DPMS Panther Arms SBR. Even though it doesn't have it also a short barrel rifle. So yes, it's not a pistol. It's supposed to emulate a short barrel rifle. This is about 14 inches. As you can see, they went through the, I wish I can show you this, but they went through the work of actually putting a whole tube that kind of looks like that of a AR or even like a carbine AR. So that's actually really nice. And I'm gonna put the technical specs, I'm gonna put them up somewhere, but I'm gonna go through the average. It's a 14-inch barrel with a fake suppressor. You have Picatinny rails all over it, everywhere. You know, you get the what they call it, 4-point Picatinny rail that goes around the barrel. It comes with this, and that's about it. It comes with sights, but I took those off and put on some mag pulls. But if you don't know, these are the mag pulls that I got off of Wish, which I wish I didn't get them, but you know, now they found a place on this gun that doesn't really have a general function other than planking. I put a 45-degree like Picatinny extension or whatever you want to call this, but it cuts it off at 45 degrees on the front and the back, which makes it look a little bit more kind of tactical. I mean, it's functioning, you can use it. The sights work, but the pop-up mechanism just, it's not as good as the other ARs that I have, the official mag pulls. So I would buy this like for $15. If you're gonna get a short barrel like a BB gun, this is actually perfect for it. I bought this Crosspoint sights, which are pretty decent, and I bought it because it's a decent sight, and I could probably interchange it with other BB guns are cheaper, like 22s or something like that. I mean, I could use on any gun really, so it's not a bad investment. So that's what I put on this, because you know, why not? I mean, the things do some real damage too, so I wouldn't even put it past it. You get a butt stock that has 6 positions, okay. A real pistol grip. You could have changed this out with any AR. It has a charging handle that works like a regular AR, which is actually amazing. What else do we have? Oh yeah, you can close this. Well, you can, is there any BB, drop the magazine, so you have a magazine release. It doesn't drop it, but it gives it a good little, it doesn't drop it. It does drop it. But you can, like, this is the magazine it comes with, and these are where the magazines get, these are where the BBs get loaded into right here. You could do it by hand, or you can use a speed loader. The speed loader is pretty fast, so we'll get back to that, but the speed load is pretty fast. You have the bolt release on this side, which releases the bolt with a decent sound. And look, you can hold a bolt if you wanted to, if you're into that kind of stuff. Come on, guys. Come on. You telling me that if you are an AR fan, if you are an AR fanatic, like most people I know are, this is a must, okay? And then you get the switch that goes from safe to semi to fully automatic. Alright, everything else on this is inert. Like, this charging handle doesn't work. You can close this. Let's say you release the bolt, close it. So I mean, like, dude, this is as realistic as it's gonna get, you know. And I can't say this enough in this video. This is not a real AR, and if you pretend it is, you might just get shot. So you got to keep that in mind, that this is not a real gun. I mean, it can really do damage, but I wouldn't play around with people who have real guns, because if they're threatened by this, you might end up getting shot. All right, and that's basically the gist of the general functions or the general features of the DPMS Panther Arms BB gun, fully automatic BB gun. Now, firing this thing is actually really nice. It doesn't have as much recoil as a AR or even a short barrel AR at that, but as far as ergonomics, it's gonna hit all of the bases you need. Chances of you needing the forward assist is very rare, because even when you have your rifle, I mean, I've seen people use them and I've used them myself, but it's not something that's I mean, you can save that for the range. Like, if you're going in the range, you can actually use the forward assist if you need it. You can just practice out, you know, tapping the forward assist, you know, sports or whatever they call it. But everything other than that, everything you see here is gonna be on your typical AR. I wish I could pull out an AR for you to I can show you. It's not a real AR. Alright, so this is my Smith & Wesson MMP 15 that I keep in the house. And just so you know, here you have the barrel. Well, it's gas, so it's covered right here. But here we have everything that I was just telling you. You have the, oh man, sorry guys. This is not, it's empty. I don't know why it's on fire. But it only has right? A little bit more stiff. You have the mag pull on this one is way easier to use. You can release it with one. You have the charging handle. You have the bolt release right here. You can lock the bolt. You can release the bolt. Way more heavier. You have your dust cover port. You have the magazine release. This is ambidextrous, so you know. Man, I think I hit it when I was taking it out. That's about it, really. All of the same features that I just showed you on the DPMS. So I mean, like, it don't get no better than that, right? That said, it fires just like a BB gun would fire. There's not too much recoil, but because it uses 2 canisters, not one, it uses a lot more air to give you that AR feel, okay? This is the magazine that it comes with, and that magazine is where you put the BBs and the whole mechanism to release to release the air into the mechanism, so you can get the blowback feel, you know, what you would normally get if you had a typical AR. These go really fast, and you know, before you get all fancy trying to trick out your weapon, you might want to invest heavily in this and BBs, because you will go through them fast. I also purchased the bigger version that can carry up to about 300, but it only shoots 25 at a time. It's really big. It still uses the same 2 canisters, and you basically have to tighten it onto it. But before you buy that, it's something that I didn't, before I saw this, I basically never cared about BB guns, to be honest with you. You know, I have like some of the older like the air ones that you have to crank with air, but none of, and I have like a what they call them, like a CO2 like pistol. It's supposed to be a XDR from Crosman, of course. But never really cared about it. This is the magazine. It's pretty big, pretty girthy, but it holds 300 rounds. And in order to charge it, you pull this back and you shake it with the numbers down. You shake it back and forth. You can see, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but you can see BB starting to settle there. And then once you get it to what you want, you just close that in there, and that's it. There's BBs that go in here, this top part, and you basically fill it up to your heart content, and that's it. This is the whole mechanism, and this is what you need in order to fire the BBs. Make sure it's not safe. Yeah. This is what you need to fire the BBs. This is what it looked like with the bigger magazine on it, by the way. Pretty girthy, but it's also great for balancing the weapon, right? Let's drop that. So it's fun to fire, great for planking, and I mean, that's typically why you want to buy this. My conclusion, I think this is a great investment. I think that's not only is it a great investment for you, shooter, it's a great investment for your children, because if you want to get your children into shooting ARs or just into planking altogether, this is actually a great segue before they even get into like having to fire an actual AR, even a 22. A lot of people buy 22s for their children, you know, and if you're fortunate to live in an area where you can go in your backyard and just shoot a 22, that's amazing. And if that's the case, then, you know, buy all 22s you need. But this, you can do this in an urban area, and you don't have to worry about like over penetration or bullets flying randomly hurting people, because the most damage a BB loses a lot of energy really fast. These BBs are probably gonna, not the BB, but the magazine will give you about maybe these two cans fresh in the pack, which I recommend whenever you're gonna fire. I would recommend that you install them before you fire, and do not install them into the weapon and have them sit for a while, because you'll just leak air, and by the time you're ready to shoot, it'll be done. So trust me, don't ask me how I know, but you wanna use it when you want to put these canisters in there, the CO2 canisters in there, when you're gonna fire, and not a week before or 2 days before, because you go through a lot of air, especially it being fully auto, because the fully auto thing actually is inaccurate, and it's fun to do. It's really fun to do. And if you have the targets up close, I wouldn't do it with glass, but if you have like metal cans, it is actually a delight. It's actually a delight. What was I saying? Why is this closing? That's why I'm losing my train of thought. Well, look, point is this, right? I need to go here anyway. The point is this. Don't put these CO2s in there. Get the Crosman oil and oil it before you put the canisters in there. And then go shoot. But don't do it in like 2 days in advance, because you're just going to lose a lot of air. When it's all losing air, it's really not as fun, nor is it as accurate as you would like it to be. And it kind of defeats the purpose. Other than that, pretty dope. Great collection to anyone's gun collection. I don't know, I need to get this now, because it's the principle. Even if I had to open it up again. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really have for you guys. If I have extra footage of me just shooting off this BB gun, I'll definitely put it toward the end and probably overlap it and talk on top of it, so that you guys can enjoy me enjoying shooting the SBR. Other than that, you know, and on top of that, you save a lot of money with ammo and all these things. It's pretty dope, man. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. Before you go, please remember to hit that like and that subscribe. Share this video. You know, I think that this is actually a great investment for you, adults and children. Everyone should have one of these. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. 1.